Welcome to Comfort TV, the channel news, bringing you verified and balanced news from Nigeria and around the world. My name is Faith Kevin. Thank you for joining us this evening. In the headlines, President Tinubu declares emergency on security training institutions in Nigeria. Imo Assembly seeks free compulsory education policy. IGP deploys new commissioner of police for Anambra governorship election. Federal government authorizes completion of 4 road projects in Abia. DSS dismisses 115 officers, warns public against imposters. Amotekun arrests 22 illegal immigrants. On business news, President Tinubu appoints John Nwabweze as Nigeria's tax ombudsman. Federal government gets $500 million World Bank loan to boost agriculture. On the foreign scene, Israeli attacks on Palestinian towns in occupied West Bank intensify. Morocco declares public holiday to mark UN approval of its Western Sahara plan. On sports, Kobe Mino in advanced talks to join Champions League club in January. And Super Eagles handed boost as Gabon lose key defender for World Cup playoff. Now the news. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has declared a state of emergency over Nigeria's security training facilities, citing their outdated conditions as threats to the effectiveness of Nigeria's internal security agencies. The announcement specifically addresses the training institutions of the Nigerian Police Force (NPF), the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC), and other security agencies. The development was confirmed in Lagos by the National Economic Council (NEC) ad hoc committee tasked with revamping security training institutions in Nigeria. The announcement was made public by Enugu State Governor Peter Mba, who chairs the National Economic Council (NEC) ad hoc committee tasked with overseeing the overhaul of these critical facilities. The declaration stems from deep concerns within the presidency and the NEC over the outdated and dilapidated state of the institutions responsible for training Nigeria's internal security personnel. Governor Mba, speaking during an on-the-spot inspection of facilities in Lagos, emphasized President Tinubu's commitment to rapidly addressing the deficit in security capacity building. The ad hoc committee, which also includes Ogun State Governor, has been given a strict timeline of 30 days to submit a comprehensive report. The Imo House of Assembly urged Governor Hope Uzodimma to introduce a free and compulsory education policy in all public primary and secondary schools. The resolution followed a motion by Mr. Chisom Ojukwu during plenary. Mr. Ojukwu noted that despite government efforts, many rural families still struggle to educate their children. He said this challenge had contributed to school dropouts and limited access for children from low-income homes. He acknowledged the federal government student loan scheme as a good initiative, but stressed the need for state support and awareness. The lawmaker called for a clear policy on free compulsory basic and secondary education, as well as an education trust fund under Imo's 10-year development plan. He also urged the provision of computers, internet access, and other digital tools in public school to enhance learning. Mr. Ojukwu asked the governor to gazette a free and compulsory education policy and to set up student loan help desks in all local government areas. He said this would help applicants and improve access to education support programs. The Inspector General of Police, Dr. Kayode Egbetokun, has sent a new police chief to Anambra State as preparations heighten for the November 8 governorship election. The police boss has appointed CP Abayomi Shogunle to take charge of election security in the state. CP Shogunle has already taken up the role and is now the commissioner of police responsible for election duties in Anambra. His arrival is seen as part of the final security arrangements before voters head to the polls. According to the police authorities in Anambra, CP Shogunle has begun enforcing strict election security measures. The plan is to stop ballot snatching, vote buying, political thuggery, intimidation of voters, and any form of disruption at polling centers. CP Shogunle repeated that local vigilante groups and community security outfits are not allowed to take part in election security. Only federal security agencies will operate around polling units and collation centers in line with national laws. He issued a firm warning to political bigwigs and government officials. He said VIPs will not be allowed to move around with armed escorts on election day, and that anyone who attempts will face arrest and prosecution, and their security operatives will also be withdrawn. However, security agencies say they are committed to delivering a peaceful, credible, and transparent election in Anambra State, with real-time response teams spread across the state. The federal government has authorized the Abia State government to reconstruct and rehabilitate 4 critical road projects. The projects include Owerri Umuaka Road, Onuibo Umuahia Road, Omezuo Bridge, Umuahia Ikotek-Bane Road. Minister of Works, Senator David Umahi, conveyed President Bola Tinubu's approval to the Abia State Governor Alex Otti, citing the initiative as a result of mutual understanding. In a statement issued by the ministry, Senator Umahi commended Otti's proactive approach to fixing failed federal roads and encouraged other governors to follow suit. Responding, Governor Otti appreciated the president for granting him approval to fund the projects to completion, describing it as value addition to the good people of Abia State and Nigeria in general. The Department of State Services DSS has dismissed 115 of its personnel as part of ongoing internal reforms, with a warning to the public to refrain from dealing with former operatives who continue to parade themselves as serving officers. In a statement posted on X, the agency said the affected personnel were disengaged over a period of time. It added that despite earlier public disclaimers, some of the dismissed operatives were still using the DSS identity to defraud unsuspecting citizens. The service specifically noted that 2 former operatives, Barry Donald and Victor Onyedikachi Godwin, on whom disclaimers had been issued in October, have continued to impersonate the agency. Both men were arrested and will face prosecution according to the DSS. The DSS said the names of all dismissed personnel have been published on its website to provide clarity and prevent further impersonation. No fewer than 22 illegal immigrants have been apprehended by operatives of the Ondo State Security Network Agency, codenamed Amotekun Corps, in Odibo local government area of the state. The operation also led to the arrest of 6 individuals accused of facilitating the entry of the foreigners into Nigeria without any clear purpose. According to reports, the immigrants who were brought in from the Republic of Benin and Togo were intercepted following intelligence received by the security outfit. Preliminary investigations revealed that the individuals had no valid documentation for explanation or for their presence in the country, raising concerns about possible security risks. The Amotekun Corps commander, Mr. Akogun Adetunji Adeleye, said that the arrest was part of ongoing efforts to maintain security and prevent criminal infiltration in the state. He explained that the operatives had intensified border patrols and surveillance operations to curb illegal migration and other cross-border crimes. In addition to the arrest, the security agency also paraded 5 suspects allegedly involved in the vandalization and illegal sale of government-owned earth-moving equipment. This is Comfort TV, the channel news. We return shortly with business, foreign, and sports news. Many thanks for staying tuned to Comfort TV, the channel. We move on to the world of business, where President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of Mr. John Nwabueze as Nigeria's tax ombudsman, in line with the Joint Revenue Board of Nigeria Establishment Act 2025. According to a statement by presidential spokesman Mr. Bayo Onanuga, the appointment reflects the administration's commitment to transparency, fairness, and accountability in tax administration. Mr. Nwabueze from Oshimili South Local Government Area of Delta State brings decades of professional and public service experience to the role. The Office of the Tax Ombudsman was created to strengthen public confidence in tax administration by providing a structured platform for resolving disputes between taxpayers and authorities. It will handle complaints related to taxes, levies, custom duties, regulatory fees, ensuring fair and impartial resolution of disputes in line with existing law. Still on business, the federal government has obtained a $500 million loan facility from the World Bank to drive growth across Nigeria's agricultural value chains, in line with President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda on food security and rural industrialization. Minister of Agriculture and Food Security Senator Abubakar Kyari announced the development during a meeting with the World Bank delegation led by Hardwick Ichale, head of the Agricultural Value Chains for Growth Agro Project in Abuja. Senator Kari said the facility will strengthen smallholder farming systems, improve connectivity across the agricultural ecosystem, and enhance productivity and value addition nationwide. World Bank representative Ichale noted that the project is expected to unlock Nigeria's agribusiness potential by improving productivity, creating jobs, and promoting inclusive growth across the sector. Onto the foreign scene, Israeli forces and illegal settlers have intensified assaults on Palestinian communities across the occupied West Bank, carrying out arson attacks, land seizures, and thefts in recent days. According to the Palestinian news agency, settlers accompanied by Israeli occupation troops set fire to large areas of Palestinian-owned farmland in Wadi Yusuf, south of Nablus. Residents were prevented from reaching the site to assess the damage. The same area had seen settlers from the illegal Kfar Tapwat settlement construct a settler-only road and bulldoze farmlands belonging to the villages of Yusuf and Ishaka last week. Elsewhere, Israeli soldiers assaulted two Palestinian brothers in Beit Anan, northwest of East Jerusalem, while they were harvesting olives. The pair were detained, their vehicle and crops confiscated, and later released. In the northwest of Ramallah, settlers raided Palestinian farmland, stealing harvested olives and grazing livestock on private property. According to reports, settlers from an illegal outpost near Atara were responsible for the thefts and for siphoning water from a local well. The surge in settler violence comes amid the annual olive harvest season, a period marked by frequent attacks on Palestinian farmers. Human rights group warned that such incidents, often carried out under military protection, are part of a broader effort to forcibly displace Palestinian communities and expand illegal settlements across the occupied territories. Still on the foreign scene, Morocco has declared 31 October a national holiday to mark the day the UN Security Council voted in favor of a resolution backing its plan for the disputed Western Sahara region. Known as Unity Day, the holiday will celebrate Morocco's national unity and territorial integrity, according to a statement from the Royal Palace. On Friday, the UN approved a resolution describing genuine autonomy under Moroccan sovereignty as the most feasible solution to the 50-year-old conflict over the disputed territory. Morocco already controls much of Western Sahara, though part of it remains under the control of Polisario Front, an armed group seeking full independence for the Sahrawi people. Morocco left the African Union's predecessor, the Organization of African Unity (OAU), in 1984, following the admission of Western Sahara as an independent state. The Sahrawi tribe, Democratic Republic Sadar, which it reviewed as a violation of its territorial integrity. It rejoined in 2017 and has since actively pursued diplomatic efforts to gain recognition of its sovereignty over Western Sahara, including among African countries. On sports, a major development has emerged in the ongoing speculation surrounding Kobe Maino's future at Manchester United, with Napoli now leading the race to sign the young midfielder. Maino, once one of United's most exciting academy graduates, has seen his progress stall over the past year and is struggling for regular minutes under manager Ruben Amorim. Despite the coach's admiration for the 19-year-old, he has admitted the need to balance playing time among other midfield options. According to reports, Napoli have made a strong push to secure Maino on loan in January, offering a favorable wage package and an option clause that could make the deal permanent. The Italian champion's proposal has reportedly put them ahead of Tottenham, Newcastle, and Manchester City, who remain interested and continue to monitor his situation closely. For now, though, Napoli appear in pole position to land one of England's most promising young midfielders when the transfer window opens in January. The Super Eagles have received a significant boost ahead of their crucial 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying playoff against Gabon, as the Panthers will be without one of their key defenders, Mick Omphia. The Hafia FC centre-back will not be part of the matchday squad for the encounter scheduled for November 13 at the Moulay Hassan Stadium in Rabat. The 24-year-old is suspended after accumulating yellow cards during the qualification campaign. Omphia was booked in Gabon's 4-0 victory over Seychelles in September and again in their final group stage fixture against Burundi on October 14, which automatically ruled him out of the upcoming playoff match. His absence is expected to be a major setback for the Panthers, who have relied heavily on his defensive stability in recent months. Meanwhile, the Super Eagles have their own selection concerns to manage. Hull City centre-back Semi Ajayi is suspended for the match after receiving a yellow card in Nigeria's win over the Republic of Benin in October. However, the Nigerian coach staff led by Eric Chelle is considering whether to include Ajayi in the squad for the November internationals, as the defender would be eligible to feature if Nigeria advances to the final round of the playoffs. The absence of Umpia gives Nigeria a slight advantage heading into the high-stakes encounter, with the Super Eagles looking to secure their place in the final stage of the qualification series and move one step closer to the 2026 World Cup. And that's our news bulletin this evening, but before we go, a recap of our top stories. President Tinubu declares emergency on security training institutions in Nigeria. Imo Assembly seeks free compulsory education policy. IGP deploys new commissioner of police for Anambra governorship election. Federal government authorizes completion of 4 road projects in Abia. DSS dismisses 115 officers, warns public against imposters. Amotekun arrests 22 illegal immigrants. On business, President Tinubu appoints John Nwabweze as Nigeria's tax ombudsman. Foreign Israeli attacks on Palestinian towns is occupied West Bank intensified. In sports, Kobe Mino in advanced talks to join Champions League club in January. Thank you for watching. For breaking news, exclusive interviews and more, follow us online at ComfortTV.channel on all platforms. Remember to like and share our videos, subscribe to our channel and click on the notification bell so you don't miss out on future updates. My name is Faith Kevin. Until next time, stay informed, stay connected.